Hello, today we're going to talk about the new album from LD, The Masked One. LD is the leader of Brixton drill rap group 6-7. Drill music has been very controversial in the UK press at the moment. It has been linked to murders and stabbings. Controversy has always surrounded rap music, particularly subgenres like drill, which emphasize violent street narratives. But the problem with this whole idea that drill music is behind this epidemic of knife crime in London is absolutely ridiculous, because knife crime existed before drill music. Knife crime is caused by other factors than the music people listen to. And if we really want someone to blame, we should blame the fucking Conservatives for cutting social benefits, policing, and all sorts of societal issues that are being ignored in favour of a very simple story where all these young black kids are making really violent music and it's causing other young violent black kids to kill each other. These very simplistic narratives of violence caused by music has seen people like Eminem and Marilyn Manson blamed for the Columbine attacks in America. Those kids that killed all the other school kids were listening to Marilyn Manson and Eminem. Young kids these days aren't listening to Marilyn Manson and Eminem. They're listening to drill music because drill is made by their contemporaries and people can relate to drill music. And it just so happens that some of the kids listening to drill music are going to cause violence. But these kids are probably also listening to other things. They're probably playing violent video games. They're probably watching violent films. But none of this is being blamed for anything. It's all based on the drill music that's causing these kids to kill each other and knife crime. It's more convenient to drum up controversy against young black males and blame these societal issues on the type of music that's very popular at the moment. We've seen the police crack down on drill music. Chief of the Metropolitan Police, Cressida Dick, has called on social media websites to ban drill videos because these videos are glamorizing gang culture and street life. So this bullshit narrative of drill causing knife crime in the UK comes right from the very top of the police department. LD himself has been a victim of this police crackdown on drill. He formerly went by the name Scribs. Scribs was banned from making drill music and promoting his own music. So Scribs has changed his identity to LD. He started wearing a mask. This angle and controversy surrounding drill, he has used this to his advantage to not only bring greater prominence to drill music, but his group 6-7, who are arguably the biggest drill group in the UK at the moment. This whole drill violent narrative is absolute bullshit. To be a successful musician and move away from the street life that a lot of these characters like 6-7 experienced, they would need to be dedicating themselves to music, and any successful rapper is going to be spending a lot more time in the studio than on the streets. And to deny some of these up-and-coming artists the revenue from streaming sites such as YouTube is sort of perpetuating this cycle of violence, because there's no real escape for some of these people if they can't create an outlet such as music to create a revenue source away from the street. Having got all that drill controversy off my chest, let's talk about 6-7 Masked One. So Masked One is the debut album from LD. LD is the first member of the Brixton-based 6-7 collective to release a solo studio album. The Masked One comes 2 months after 6-7's most recent project, The Six. The Six was an okay mixtape. I felt like none of the members really stood out here apart from LD. Overall, the atmosphere and the gloomy feeling of the Six made it an interesting project and worth checking out. The Masked One is an improvement on The Six. The Masked One offers a bit more variety away from drill. There's a 2-part rap ballad. I was quite surprised to hear LD dedicating 2 tracks to women here, and these are more of the sort of straight rap love songs that we've heard over the years in hip hop. As you'd expect from a drill project, the beats are very sparse and focus heavily on atmosphere. There's a really haunting orchestral vocal sample in the background of Never Been Safe. The majority of the beat on Never Been Safe is from this vocal loop. There are very minimal drums and not much of a bass line here. The dark beat really suits the dark street narratives told by LD and his featured artists K-Trap, R6 and Do Road. And together these guys create a really intricate narrative here of just real life street tales told in a really matter-of-fact way. This isn't an album where you'd get really extremely great lyricism here, and it's all about the atmosphere and the overall vibe of it. And Never Been Safe is a standout track from the album. It's quite spooky in a way. The Masked One opens up with Detention. Again, this track is built around a dark vocal sample that creates just a gloomy atmosphere, and LD delivers some great rhymes here. I love the hook based around the detention theme of the song. LD's got great chemistry with featured artist Tiggs the Author. The most elaborate beat on The Masked One is Stepped In, featuring Dizzy Rascal. The beat has a lot more going on here. It's got the rolling hi-hats you'd hear on normal trap songs. And unlike a lot of 6/7 tracks, the tempo's a lot faster here. LD's flow compensates for this and again is a lot faster. And Dizzy Rascal's feature is just great here. Dizzy Rascal's been a big advocate of drill music and he's got a bit of flack from the conservative press in this country, but he really steals the show here. Dizzy Rascal's been criticised for not working with enough up-and-coming rappers in the UK, and on this track he acts as Grimes' elder statesman here, an endorsement of drill as a genre, and a great song to boot. Stepped In is definitely the best song on The Masked One. PR is definitely the best I've ever heard LD rap. He's got some great wordplay here in the first verse. LD's flow is really infectious here, a lot more energy than we've heard from him in previous tracks. LD can have a tendency of drifting into the background sometimes with a slower, lazier flow, but on PR he's a lot more energetic. The Masked One is a consistently good project. LD can certainly carry a whole project on his own. He's got great personality and energy. LD's definitely been working on his lyricism here. This is some of the best raps I've heard from him. I feel like the project's let down slightly by some consistency issues. He's drifted into Afrobeat, more pop territory, certain areas. The rap ballads, while interesting, don't really fit into the theme and the overall ethos of this drill album. Really showcases LD as one of the rising stars in the UK hip-hop scene. This is a good project. I've really enjoyed it. I'll give LD The Masked One 7 out of 10.